And here we are.
And we're live.
And we're live, everybody.
In 5. What
Oh,
if I
shit.
counted you in every time?
Don't say 3 and 2. That's how you really know you're working with professionals.
Isn't it 3, 2 point? Where you don't say 3 and 2.
5, 4.
3 and 2 are okay.
You're talking to a guy who was on VH1 19 years ago.
Yes,
so I
right.
think you're. I think.
And
I
then you
know,
give your hot take on
the
Corys.
Yeah, exactly. Wow, I met my wife was like, "How was your weekend?" My weekend. And I fucking met Dee Snider Friday night.
It was the best week ever.
Oh, you son of a bitch. Mm-hmm. Christian, by the way, welcome everybody to the Brian McCarthy interview show. Of course, I'm sitting here with Adam Henniker. Of course. And we're each other's guests today. That's just how we're doing it.
Oh yeah.
And obviously if you're watching, this is where you can, come in and say hello, and we'll say hello back.
Say hello.
Hello,
Jerry.
Hello. Oh God.
I know you don't like
Jerry Seinfeld.
No. Yeah. It's almost a trigger for you.
It really is kind of a trigger. That something I just
like your kryptonite. If I ever need to
it's my S&M safe word.
Yeah,
you know that we're done with
Uncle Leo. Leo.
We're done with ass play.
How's your cousin?
I go Seinfeld. Too deep. Seinfeld.
Yes.
Pull it out. Seinfeld.
Uh-huh.
There was something about. I read an article past couple days, and it was about how like Springsteen and Seinfeld are like the two icons. I'm like, can the fucking baby boomers just get their nose out of their own assholes, please? Like, number one, no disrespect to the troubadour from New Jersey, but I would rather watch my kids get slapped hard in the face for an hour than go to a Bruce Springsteen show. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. I just don't get. I don't get it.
It's weirdly specific. Is going to happen anyways.
Ow.
You're just coming up with a cover story.
Sorry, girls. Daddy doesn't want to go.
Remember a week ago on the podcast, Your Honor.
Yes, sir. I had to do it.
It sounds like you're setting up for a cross-examination.
Yeah. But I don't know. And then, people follow him around. But again, it's part of people like to be part of that community of liking something. And they go, and people go, you write the names of the songs that you want to hear on a poster board, and you hold them up and you show them. And I was listening to Howard this week, and he happened to mention Courtney Cox. Remember, she was in the video for Dancing in the Dark?
Right.
So cute. You look at her now, she looks like the Joker. She looks terrifying.
She's
had so much work done. And Howard was like, she's so hot. I'm like, I don't think so. I don't know. Here's the thing. If you've had all that work done, you better just be magnificent in bed. Like, you just I don't even know what that even entails, but I don't know. I've never actually been with someone.
The fillers and stuff.
Yeah, pull up all right. Are you?
Yeah, give me one.
When you have a second, look at a picture.
Okay,
stuff. Sorry, he's working, folks.
Okay.
If you look,
you're talking about Courtney Cox now. I'm already. Don't worry about that. That's gonna happen.
She just look. A lot of people in Los Angeles. This is kind of what they look like. But I couldn't be like, oh yeah, they are hot, because it just looks fucking.
There's a lot of even porn girls that I like that it's I almost don't like, because they have too much face stuff done. Well, it's their bodies too. It's
yes.
Come on.
Like Nicole Aniston, who has done the show, as I think I mentioned 8 million times. But
you may have mentioned
I
it
know,
in passing.
Sorry, but she was really, really pretty girl, and she's still very hot. Although she took her breast implants out, which I don't like.
Did she really?
She did. Yeah, she did. She did.
People are doing that now.
I know. It's I don't know they're already in. Just fucking
or just get the new technology.
Yeah,
because they have great ones now.
Upgrade 3.0.
Those gummy bear ones.
Oh. Gummy bear ones.
They come in all the different flavors. No, you've seen that. I
don't know. I guess.
No.
Is it just the new type of silicone or something?
Yeah, it's just very
malleable,
it's almost passable.
Okay.
It's kind of it's kind of like if you took some big juicy tits, and put them in a walk-in fridge.
Okay.
And they're just wow, these are kind of
little. Okay.
There's a little more kind of give to them.
Okay.
It's not fully natural, but it's pretty good.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think it's more I think it's almost because the ass has had such a moment now for so many years that I think it's almost people don't think that
we're coming back around. Yeah. Tits matter, by the way.
Tits do matter. Folks, we are here to tell you tits matter. You
need big tits.
You need something to you need something to even out the top and the bottom. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
a huge ass with no tits. Just
Yeah, you got to have the symmetry.
symmetry. Yeah, exactly. Well, somebody went to college, but yeah, but she had her.
Not really.
She took yeah, right. It's not,
Audio college.
yeah, School of Hard Knocks.
That.
But yeah, she had her tits taken out. But her face, Nicole Aniston's face, looks very. You can just tell. It's a very. It's a look. You're like, okay, that person's had a lot of like their lips done and their face. I don't know. I'm kind of like, what's the fucking point?
I went out with a girl one time.
One time.
Her name was Ashley, and she
Yes.
had like the kind of juicy. She was very good looking, but she had like the juicy clown lips. Like they were clearly filled.
Yeah.
Which I don't know that I could ever get over. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. It's also like if they have those and they're like, if you're on your first date and you're like, they go, if they just kind of acknowledge the elephant in the room and they go, hey, just so you know, I have these huge lips because I have a cock sucking fetish.
Yeah.
And I need as much dick and balls in my mouth as possible. So that's why I did this to my mouth. I know I look a little weird, but it's just an extension of my sexual deviance. I'd be like, all right, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that at least explains it. I found a documentary on Amazon last night, and I watched it for like a few minutes. I couldn't hang in there, but like it was about guys that have a psychological problem where they can't get muscular enough.
Oh,
like it's guys that are, it's literally the name of the thing is called like bigintism or something. The word big is in it.
Yeah.
And like it's guys that, like, let's say they go to the gym and they work out and they work out and they work out and they start to really put on muscle. They're using steroids. They may be competing, they may not be competing, but they start to like obsess about it. But every time they look in the mirror, they see a little skinny guy.
Right.
So they will get implants. They will get the more steroids. They'll just start to do all kind of weird shit.
Right. It's like that like the body dysmorphia, but for bodybuilder guys.
Yeah, look at Courtney Cox.
I did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
I mean, exactly. You're like,
I don't actually notice that she looks all filled up like that, but she definitely looks different.
Just have a lot of work done. You're like, all right, is that hot? I guess. I don't know. Like, I don't know what you look like without it, so it's kind of hard to tell. But excuse me. Anyway, no, that's the whole thing. Is like when you these guys, they have like, I mean, they look like, I don't even know what they look like. They look like guys that they don't even look like real. They don't look like real muscles for sure, but their bodies look horribly.
Really?
Oh yeah, they're like they're. I mean, I don't even know where they buy clothes. Like these guys are like, they're like 5'9".
Yeah,
and they wear tank tops and they just have muscles falling out of their muscles and they just have they look like a fucking mess.
What's the doc called?
Big, and I don't know if you do
these guys look like.
If you Google bodybuilding dysmorphia, maybe it'll come up. Okay. Amazon. It was on Amazon.
Okay,
yeah. Take a look, see if you can find it, because
I think I kind of can picture what you mean, but I don't.
Yeah, because it opened up with a guy who had been apparently has it, or the disease or whatever, the psychological affliction, and he was all fucked up from doing, like, his kidneys were fucked up, his liver was fucked up, his this and that, his body was like a mess. He had to have like skin grafts, and it's like it's the equivalent of those. Are you seeing anything?
No, I'm
okay.
Oh
yeah, it's like my 600-pound life, but it's for
bigorexia.
Yes, bigorexia. Yeah, I knew it had the word big in it. Yeah.
Oh, 2020 this came out.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna look up.
Give me some images, baby. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I understand. I mean, I don't understand it like it makes sense to me, but like I understand how if you're gonna have anorexia, then I guess you can have bigorexia. It's kind of weird. It's in the name.
Oh God.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Oh no. Okay. Yeah. I can't. You couldn't watch it, right?
No.
Yeah. I can't. I saw one fucking bicep, and I can't. It looks like those fucking like remember the chick in like the Bronx that was doing bootleg surgery, using like fucking tire cement. It looks like that. Oh yeah. There was a dude in he might be in this documentary, but in Russia, that was like famously like he got these huge fake bicep things put in, And I think he almost died, or he did die, or something like that. But
What was the material?
I don't know.
Like old tires?
Something something toxic.
Ugh,
What you would imagine, they would use.
Yeah, I don't.
Soviet Union.
It's really funny because my gym is very, very gay, but what's great is like you get
Quit bragging.
I know, right? I wish I could live there.
First Nicole Aniston.
She but it's like it's so funny because when I go, not it's gay, but it's like all shades of gay. Ooh. Like you get like there were like a couple of silverback bears that were there yesterday. Like big, hairy, gay guys that have gray hair, but these guys are like they're
50
big.
Shades of Gay, by the way, is going to be the title of this.
Okay, good. Make a note. Thank you. Give that to Tammy. She can put it on the whiteboard.
Tammy in accounting?
Hey, Tammy in accounting. Yeah, but these guys are like, it's really funny. And then you have like other guys. There's actually a trainer at the gym who I want to have on the show, but he's gay and apparently like he's a little.
Was that the one that you sent? God, this is gonna sound like we're rampant homosexuals, but why not? You'd sent me like his Instagram. He was like
he's a member,
gay Latino gentleman.
No, you're thinking of Tomas. Yes, Tomas.
Which, by the way, I was walking down the street in Queens the other day, running some errands, and a man that looked like Tomas. It looked like maybe the girth of like two Tomas.
Okay, wow.
Tomai. I don't know what plural Tomas would be.
Tostitos.
Like fully, he was very gay.
Sure,
but and I remember it was the first time I had worn shorts in a while.
Oh boy.
And seasons changed, and I was walking, and it was like, man, those gay dudes, especially the buff gay Latin dudes, like they are not subtle about what. And don't get me wrong, if he really wanted it,
he would have.
He could have had his way with me, but he kind of like walked by and was like, and he kind of gave me like the gay sniff, and I'm like, I just like looked frightened, probably.
Sure.
Kind of kept walking, and then he turned and just like stared at me as I walked away.
You should have done.
Yeah, I was like, felt like an inmate.
You're like, I had to go home and jerk off I mean, I was horrified.
I mean, that was probably what attracted his attention was my rock hard boner.
Yeah. You were like a deer, like caught in the headlights in a misty
but it
night.
Was really like, they are just. I mean, wow.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Tomas. What's funny though is like those guys are okay. Like for example, this guy Tomas from Crunch, like he's Colombian, and he like he's covered in tattoos. His nipples are pierced. He's very very muscular. He's hairy. I think he's bald. Like I don't think he has hair on his head, but I mean at least he shaves it. But he has like a little mustache. But like his Instagram post will be like him in like combat boots and like a G-string standing on top of a building, or then it'll be like him and his husband like at like with like Aladdin at a character breakfast at Walt Disney World. You're like he's like no matter how like he's super gay, but like he likes all of it. He likes hardcore gay workout sex and nipples and whatever else that is, and then but at the same time he has a picture with him and his husband in Jafar.
Yeah.
So, it's like
they're like a theme restaurant.
It's like adorable. Yeah. But no, these guys were but the guy at my gym, the trainer is funny because as people who listen to the show, if I'm sure you do know, or if you don't know, I have a lifelong ban from Equinox, which is a club here in New York. There's one in LA. They're like a sort of fancy chain of gyms. And I am persona non grata at Equinox. And, which I don't even want to get into, but if you know, you know. But, so anyway, but what makes me laugh is whenever I always hear the craziest shit that people that work at gyms say. So like this guy, like at my gym, there's a handicap bathroom that everyone uses on the first floor where all the free weights and the hammer strength and all that shit is. There's only one bathroom on that floor. It's not really a great design. But then you go upstairs and then there's locker room. And the gym is so gay that they had to close the steam room down. So there's a steam room up there, but it has literally police tape in front of it. And it has a sign like, what's that sign above Outfish? Like work will set you free. Like this is like, it's like you walk by and it's just like, it's like a door to a haunted house or something. So no more steam room. They tried to have it. Apparently steam room was there. There were lots of shenanigans and then they closed it. And then I guess they reopened it. I guess how funny it would be if you had to sign like an honor pledge for the steam room. And but apparently no one could behave themselves in the steam room, so they closed it again.
Well, this is Chelsea-ish. This is
on, I don't care, I'll tell you, it's on 54th Street between 8th and 7th Avenue.
Okay.
It's right,
so that's a little okay.
Yeah. It's right on top of Hell's Kitchen, which is a gay neighborhood.
Right.
It's also right on top of
Makes it even gayer that it's on top of a
gay
neighborhood.
It's on the bottom of the village.
Well, actually, it would be gay if it was bottom.
Yes, it's right, but it's where a lot of Broadway dancers go, because it's right, like, for those of you who don't know, like Times Square is like 42, 48, 50, whatever. And so as the numbers come up, 54, and it shares a wall with the world famous Studio 54, which obviously isn't open anymore, but so a lot of gay history on that block. But it's actually a great gym. It used to be a Gold's gym, and so they have like hammer strength, and they have all that fucking bullshit, whatever they have there, and it gets crowded as fuck apparently. But I don't. I'm there in the middle of the day. I never really have to deal with any of that. But there's one guy who's a trainer there who I went to use the restroom, and he's not like, this guy is gay, but he's not a big muscle guy. He's kind of, he has a good body. Joe really does sound gay. He has a good body.
I mean, when I divulged that you sent me the link of the Instagram link of
Tomas,
I feel like we may as well just.
As a matter of fact,
it's probably more gay than if we blew each other.
Yeah, Tomas actually the other day, actually just yesterday, he put something on Instagram, one of his like jockstrap boot pictures and of him posing, and it was like ready for summer. He put underneath it on Instagram, and so I just commented. I said, "It's like looking in a mirror," and that was it. But anyway, but the trainer comes out of the bathroom and he turns to me and he goes, "Don't go in there. I just took a huge dump." And I was like, you know what? I got kicked out of Equinox for something much less innocuous than that. And somebody who works at the gym just told me to not go in the bathroom because it smells like their shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, whatever. Okay. I guess
it's like last week when you told me you were received very well in Tampa. You know what I mean?
Yes.
This is like the Tampa of gyms.
Oh yeah.
You were in like, I don't know.
And apparently though, as gay as my gym is, there are two other gyms there's one 24-hour gym apparently somewhere in Times Square, which is like where angels fear to tread. Yeah. It's called like, I don't know what it's called, like City something. But So when you talk to like the gay guys I've mentioned like how gay our gym is, and they go, okay, yes, it's gay, but you want to really get gay?
The 24-hour gym.
Yeah, you imagine. Wow. You know what always made me laugh is, you remember like years ago or a couple years ago, John Travolta was seen like going around Hollywood, because there's lots of 24-hour gyms in Hollywood. So like it would be like 5, because maybe you're a bouncer at a bar, or you want to get a workout in, and it's, your schedule's upside down or whatever. So you'd be like, so here comes John Travolta. You'd be like, is that John Travolta like offering to spot me at 5 a.m? I think he's
a weird deviant.
He's a weird. All those Scientology guys are. I don't know. People go, Tom Cruise, man, boy, that guy really has it all together. I'm like, does he? Guy can't seem to fucking keep a relationship for 10 minutes.
Yeah, guy gave all of his secrets to like a fucking
in 1985
to a sham religion based on aliens,
allegedly.
Yeah, he was audited.
It'd be great if you and I got sued right now. They just flew through the window.
Right.
Yeah.
They'll send cease and desists. I think they've got a very active legal department.
Oh yeah, they do like a weird thing where they like that Jenna Elfman. She's she's the one that not Jenna Elfman. She was in Everybody Something.
Oh, Leah Remini?
Yes.
Yeah, she was the one that did all the documentaries.
Yeah. But even her, like, I watched that documentary. It's a series, really. And I watched a documentary with her, and there's another guy who's in Scientology.
Yeah,
and
Australian dude.
Yeah, and he has like white, like game show hair, and he wears like an ascot. I'm like,
Mark something.
Oh, wow, you really know your shit.
I watched that whole. I love that shit. And I watched Going Clear.
Yes, I watched Going Clear. For those of you who don't know, Going Clear is a documentary about Scientology, and then the book is really good too. And I just think it's funny because they have all these they have L. Ron Hubbard on tape being like, this religion is just a way for me to make money,
to avoid paying taxes.
and to avoid paying taxes. And here we are now.
Fuck.
Yeah,
Crazy.
I just watched a really, really stupid movie the last couple of nights. I finally because what I do is I have no attention span. So I watch a movie and then I call it riding the remote, where I just kind of fast forward. Because if I know what's going to happen.
Gotcha.
So the movie it came out in 2016. It was called Exodus, and it's the story of Moses. Okay. And the banks of the Nile and raised the Pharaoh, and then they made all the plagues and all that shit. Well, the Moses is played by Christian Bale, who is Moses in the movie. Ben Kingsley's in the movie weirdly for like 10 minutes. He just plays like some random Jewish guy who's like, this is really the son of this guy's really fucking. He can really talk to God.
Ted says Mike Rinder. That was his name. Yep.
Oh, what's up? Hey, what's up, Ted? How you doing?
Hey, Ted.
Hey, Ted.
Pip, pip.
Pip, pip. I wonder, they must have Scientologists all over Northern England.
Oh, they got, well, they're global, right? I mean, it's everywhere.
But I think they're in more, I think some countries it's illegal. I think Germany, I think it's illegal to be a Scientologist.
Right.
Because of the Nazi thing. I think there's certain countries where they've managed to not let them.
They're more hip to it. Yeah.
Yeah. They I think it's insane that every religion in America is tax exempt. I mean, that's fucking wild to me. But I mean, no one's gonna change it on my account. But but this it's Christian Bale and he's like Moses, and it's just really stupid movie. I mean, not really much more to it than that.
Moses.
Well, it's like it's sexy.
Yelling at a grip.
It's sexy. Right. It's sexy Moses. It's sexy Moses.
Finally.
And he has look, I have a speech and I have a little lisp thing. Fine. Who cares? But it's funny to hear Moses with a lisp.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Like he has like a gay lisp.
No, but Christian Bale has a little bit of a lisp. Yeah. But it'd be like the pharaohs will know the wrath of the Israelites.
Oh, I didn't know that.
A little bit. Yeah.
Impediment.
You can hear it. And and they do like the frogs and all the different and of course, like I'm such a dork. I'm like, how are they gonna do the thing where they part the Red Sea? And they
Israel. No, I don't think I do have any interest.
Yeah,
maybe, I don't know.
Well, I know that they have that birthright thing. So if we were Jews, I think we can just go for free.
We could have gone when we were 20.
No, I think you can just go.
Yeah, I've known a few people that did birthright.
Yeah, you can
just I am not the chosen.
No, you're not the chosen
few.
Chosen. Yeah,
of the chosen
people. Yeah, I don't know. I've heard Tel Aviv is a big party. I've heard Tel Aviv's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And they're supposed to be great. Like ecstasy is really great there.
That's where it comes from, right? They got all the pill presses over there. They get sent from
right on the Wailing Wall.
Yeah, they all get sent from Israel.
My friend, my friend Elise, she's Jewish, and she took her kids to the Wailing Wall a couple of years ago, and she said it was fucking bananas because it's like it's on the I know Ted's a real theological student, so he's probably gonna point out all the mistakes I'm gonna make here, but the Wailing Wall is the original wall that's part of the the Wailing Wall is part of, it's an ancient part of the original, which it's where like Solomon but the Christians claim it, the Muslims, claim it, and those Jews claim it. So when you go to the Wailing Wall, there's like a part for the Jews, there's a part for the Christians, who are probably pretty polite, let's be honest. They're just wearing like Dockers and stuff, and then there's a part for the Jews, and these are not Jews like your chiropractor. These are like Orthodox, like total fucking, and they get into like a rapture. So she said she was there, and they were like, because they do that thing where they tie like a box to their head and they daven. Yeah, whenever you see them pray, I think it has a piece of the Torah in it. And they like have a leather strap on their head, and then it's called davening. And anyway, she said when she was there were like Muslims like screaming at the Jews. The Jews are screaming at she was like, it looked like fucking pro wrestling. So
wow.
Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know.
Apparently those guys not getting along.
No, apparently apparently,
Apparently,
but they,
I've
but
never been on
I
live
would-
television before.
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the redhead.
Yeah, the redhead kid. Yeah, exactly. Grandpa watches the Powerball. Apparently,
What was his name? Ritter. His first name was like
the little. For those of you who don't
like
know,
Nathan Ritter.
yeah,
adorable. little
we're talking about the little kid that this is probably already like
from the
12.
State Fair in Pennsylvania. Yeah, because I looked him up the other day to like
Oh no,
see where he was now, and he's older,
Sure.
but he's still kind of like doing stuff.
Oh, he's like, you think he carries around like an old like VHS tape of like,
yeah.
remember me? Hey, girls, trying to get a hand job. Like,
I bet.
Yeah, it's like, you remember that apparently kid? That's me. It's like he's got like a yellowed picture of him and Ellen. Like, look at me,
Yeah.
Ellen. Oh, okay, great. Hey, by the way, I heard the weirdest thing. I heard that Woody Allen. No, Woody Allen. That's really funny.
Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson. Thank you.
And
And
the other Woody.
well, there's the guy from Toy Story. That's another real person.
Yeah. Live action.
Woody Harrelson. It's actually Woody Allen would be even funnier if you what I'm going to say next. Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey might be brothers.
What the fuck, really?
Yes, they might share the same father. Now, do you know about Woody Harrelson's father?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he was like a hitman or
yeah, something like that.
was he did he work for the mafia or some kind of organized crime?
Midwestern like hitman career criminal. I think he was killed on death row. I think.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, it came out that Woody Harrelson, although it would be funny if it was Woody Allen. Hello, have you met my brother? He's Matthew McConaughey.
Oh my god, that'd be fucking great.
That would be.
That'd be the new Twins movie.
That would be like Twins. Yeah,
right.
I just not for nothing, but my brother is he's always in a van. The girls get stay the same age. He gets older.
Yeah.
That's my Woody Allen. Everybody.
He's always got his bongos.
He's got bongos. You know, my brother always goes with I fucked up. I can't think of the guy's name from plays the guitar on the road again. What's that guy's name?
Oh, John Denver?
No,
On the road again.
Well,
just can't wait to get. Oh, fuck.
Woody. I'm now got Woody on the brain.
Oh, Willie Nelson.
Willie Nelson.
God,
yes.
damn.
My brother knows Willie Nelson.
Denver.
They go to Hawaii.
Yes.
You know what they say about Hawaii? Bring your sunscreen. Anyway, so apparently they may be brothers. I don't even know what that's about. I'm like, all right. I don't know how that works necessarily. They're kind of the same age. I bet Woody Harrelson's a little older, and I think they share a mother or obviously you have to share a mother or a father. But yeah, I don't know.
Wow.
Boy,
I'm guessing father maybe.
Yeah, but the father's like in jail.
The mother you would know, like it would be very trackable, right? Because the mother would go like,
must be.
Oh yeah, by the way, also I gave another, shoeless blonde-haired man came out of my body.
Yeah,
who's an actor? Like you would think they would keep better track of him. It's usually the dad.
Usually it's the dad.
Rogue.
Yeah, in between contract killing, he just has Hollywood actor babies. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you're right. I don't know. It's funny to me though. I'm like, what are the fucking odds of that? But have you? Because I did 23andMe, and I will occasionally get hit up.
Yeah, I do too.
By like second and third cousins. I think it'd be funny if I actually accepted one of them and I was like, thank God you connected me. I need a place to hide out for a couple of months. Yeah. The Yakuza's on my trail. I've in the Japanese mob. I owe them 800,000
real
yen.
Bad mahjong habit.
Yeah,
I owe a lot of bad people a lot of money.
I killed the daughter of a Yakuza gang boss in Macau, which is a Chinese island off the coast of Taiwan. And I thank God you connected us on 23andMe.
It sounds like a great scam, like a ramp up to a scam. Like the Yakuza's after me.
Yeah.
I need $10,000 in 24 hours. Yeah. But it's only for 30 days. I'll get it back to you.
Yeah. It's a bridge loan. It's a bridge loan. That's all that is. Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't, of all the mobs, I don't know if the Yakuza. I think the mob. There was a brief time when I was like 21, 94, where I had a roommate and I owed the roommate around 10 grand, and he was very, very upset with me because I had sex with a girl that he liked, and he at the time was doing a prodigious amount of cocaine, and he was friends with some guys in the Albanian mob, and he was going to sell my debt to them. So basically, they were going to pay him a couple of grand, and he would settle the debt, and then I would owe the Albanian mob money.
My God. So you owed him 10,000.
Yes,
10 large.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I wonder what he would get for. Would he even get 50%? Do you suppose, or he might?
Good question. I don't know.
I wonder what the exchange rate. But it's funny because I heard somebody talking about this recently about how, because like I love all the mob documentaries and all that stuff. But there's sort of it's interesting because they're talking about how it's very generational.
That's why I call you Michelle Pfeiffer, because you're married to the mob.
Correct.
Yep. Okay. So
and but they're saying like the Italian mafia is like it's not as it's not as much of a thing. It's like all the Italians have been here so long, they're comfortable. It's
right.
But they're like the Albanians and the Russians and the
it's
it's kind of a new. It's like you come over here.
No, I would much
extort Americans.
Well, you also typically
American business owners.
Organized crime works best with like a first generation of immigrants because they don't want to go to like the authorities in the country. So by this point, you're talking about, Italians have been, Italians have 100 years easy. There have been Italians in America. So, they're part of the, the cultural landscape, if you will. But these, Albanians, Armenians, but it was funny because he and I were like, we were in the apartment and we were like, he had found out about me and this girl. And by the way, the girl was this is a very weird time in my life, but she was this S&M girl that he knew that her best friend had been dating him. And this guy, I felt badly for this guy because this guy moved to New York to go to film school, and he showed up and he was roommates with me. And at the time, I was sort of knee deep in like nightclubs and drugs and girls and blah blah blah, and he could not swim in the pool. The water was too deep for him. I'm not saying that I'm the most street smart guy in the world or whatever it was, but he jumped in, but he had money, not a lot of money, but he had enough money where we would go on a Friday night and he would buy a quarter ounce of cocaine. So he would have $600 worth of cocaine or $500. And he would go out on a Friday night, and then he would go to after hours and he would just give it to the Albanian mob. That's how he became friends with them. So he started very
feeding kitty cats. You put out
exactly.
A little
saucers of
cocaine out.
You see that 300-pound guy in a tracksuit?
Keep putting it out. We're gonna have mob guys in here at all hours.
You're right. God, I know. The whole apartment smells like Drakkar Noir.
I can't keep taking them in.
Yeah, I'm like, why does it always smell like Drakkar Noir in here?
Get your Albanian spade.
Yeah, is that goat meat in the fridge? It's there's some guy named Yakash who's in the shower,
sofa playing a PlayStation, the original
PlayStation 1. Right. Yeah. Somehow there's a Q-Bert in the living room. I'm like, where'd you get a Q-Bert? But yeah, this guy so he moved to New York, sweet guy too. And I just sort of introduced him to, and he took to it like a fish to water. But for example, this was there was a gym where we worked, and I worked there, and his buddy owned the gym. I know I'm kind of jumping around here a little bit, but this guy, basically there was a girl that was hired to be the front desk girl at the gym, and she had huge real tits.
Big knockers.
But she was
country titties.
She was also she was like a gangster mall. She would sit there. This fucking gym was the gym, by the way, turned into the Pit Theater on 24th Street.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about this guy. This guy was the guy that left in the fucking
Eric. Eric Pikus. Yes.
Yeah.
The guy
in the middle of the night.
The guy that owned the gym ended up setting his dogs free in the middle of the street and just loading up a U-Haul with all the equipment and just heading out of town.
Maybe the Albanians were after him. Maybe
this guy opened up a fucking gym, and then a month later he moved way up. He moved up to the Hudson River Valley. He moved up to where they have the gunks, it doesn't matter, but New Paltz. He moved to New Paltz, which for those of you who don't know, it's why would you open a brand new business and then move 90 miles away? And then, by the way, then he had me running the gym. He was like, "You run the gym, I'll be." And I knew the guy for 3 months, so I ran that fucker right into the ground. And but his roommate was this guy Matt, who, and that's who I'm talking about is Matt. So Matt was like, came from LA to work on, to go to NYU for film school, and ended up like, this is the guy that had the keys to Deborah Winger's apartment and everything. But like, he showed up, and this guy Eric, when he moved out of this apartment with this guy Matt and moved up to fucking middle of nowhere, upstate New York, there was a bedroom open in this huge apartment on 30th Street. And I was like, and Eric was like, hey, would you take over my bedroom? And it was like $700 a month. And it was a 2,500 square foot 3-bedroom, like in a loft. Had tons of mice though. We used to keep a giant pickle jar with formaldehyde in it. And he would just Matt would just catch mice and throw them in the jar. So we had like this jar of like decomposing mice in the living room. And so anyway, but like, so this guy Matt, like within like 3 months of moving to New York, like he was, and I don't know where we hired this girl to be a front desk girl, but like, you know, you come in and typically, you know, gyms have like an air of like fitness and well-being, and this girl would be like, hi, what's your name? You know, like you'd have to check in with her. And she had, like I said, she had huge tits. And so she ended up like dating Matt, which was just, you know, which is weird because Matt didn't seem to have a whole lot of game like with a girl on a good day. And she ended up stealing all his credit cards. Like it just, this guy, you know,
sounds like a real mark.
Occasionally some people like move to New York and they just get like ridden hard and put away wet, you know. This guy like moved to New York, like ran like me, this gangster mall girl, and then the gangster mall, her friend was this bondage girl. And so the gangster mall girl like stole all his credit cards. I think like went to like Reno or some real gangster mall place like Reno or New Orleans or somewhere. And then this S&M girl started hanging around the apartment. And one night she came over and Matt was there. And like, we were all getting fucked up in the living room, and we went in the bedroom, me and the girl, and she just started making out with me. And then Matt opened the door to my bedroom, and she was,
like a real
we
novella
were like
here.
Naked on the bed. And of course I'm just like waving him in. I'm like, come on, it's fun. That's what we're doing. It's fun. And he was like really furious. And then
broke his little heart.
Once that happened, he was not, that's when
but you were already owed him money.
Yes. I had been,
that was that kind of expedited things a little bit.
I had been running like a drug and money tab with him a little bit, you know,
as one does,
as one would do, you know, cocaine's not cheap. So he, and I remember it was one night, and I know these after, because there used to be like in New York, like in the 30s where all the garment district is, and it still is there, but like, you know, you would go into like some office building at fucking 5 a.m. on a Wednesday, and there'd be a guy waiting in an elevator. You go upstairs and you go in, there'd be like a casino and shit. And it would be an after hours, and it was fucking wild. And so, but Matt was going there all the time, and he wasn't going to school. So one night he had been out for like a couple of days, and he came back to the apartment and he saw me. And at this point, like he's always wearing sunglasses, and, you know, he's like wearing like a Albanian tracksuit, you know, like it's like
kind of assimilated to them.
It's like a knockoff Adidas, you know, it only has 2 stripes on it.
Or 4. It's one of the, one extra. One.
Yeah. He's wearing a La Tigra suit. Yeah. And he was like, just so you know, he's like, you might want to watch your back. And I was like, why? And he was like, I think I'm going to sell your debt to me to, like, you know, like Jufaf and the Albanian mob. And I was like, and I literally was like, I was so annoyed by him. I was like, fuck you. No, you're not. And then I ended up leaving New York and moving to Miami for a couple of different reasons. And one of them was sort of him. And I moved with my then girlfriend. And like, I came back to New York like a few months later just to like check in with some other stuff. And this friend of mine, Matt at this point had moved back to LA, and I think he was in rehab. And this guy, Chris, was like, yeah, like, you don't know how close, like, Matt was furious with you, and that you stuck him with this bill. And he was really like he was going to put a contract out on you, which I was like, number one for 10. I just thought the whole thing was like, I didn't take any of it seriously. Then my friend was like, yeah, as stupid as it all sounds, like, it was all pretty serious. Like,
yeah, I guess that makes sense, but it's weird with these kind of like, just, I guess basically because there's no contract. Obviously, there's no. I mean, I would imagine he didn't have anything in writing because this is drugs and nights out or whatever.
Here's what it would have been. I would have come home one day to the apartment, and there would have been like 2 Albanian guys sitting in the living room by the big jar of decomposing mice.
Sure.
And they would have been like, "Hey, we're Matt's friends. We see you out. Listen, Matt told us that you owe him $10,000. You now owe us $16,000."
Oh, is that what they do? They
yes.
Okay, they put a little
put a little zhuzh on.
Gotcha.
They compound the interest.
I thought maybe it was like how the Chinatown selling your food stamps situation. I thought it was like, I would buy it, and then
I would bet they would probably not just give the money outright to Matt. They would probably and they would say to me, "Listen, you need every week. You need to give us, $800."
They'd give you a vig.
Yes.
So you'd have to pay. Okay.
Right. And then every time I paid them the $800, they might give Matt $300, or who knows? I don't know.
Okay. I thought it was in my mind. I was like, okay, they have the muscle. They can. They can intimidate you, so they pay him out like $3,500 or something, and then
it could be
he takes his loss. And then
it could be that. Although if they're all kind of friends with him, they might just kind of It's easier just to throw him a couple $100, a week, and just to part of that.
Right. Listen, everything these days is on the subscription model, so then those Albanians have always been ahead of the curve. It was the Albanians, then Adobe, and now it's Avid. Now it's everybody.
I can't even imagine. It was just funny, and I think it was like it would all be the threat of implied violence. But then, I would then
probably real violence.
Well, it's implied. Here's the thing about violence: it's implied until it isn't, and then all of a sudden it's real.
So this is the reason why I'm like, I take this very seriously, because I had a studio space in Long Island City, the kind of one of those artist buildings,
right?
But podcasting and audio and shit like that. And there was a bunch of Albanian dudes on the floor that also had spaces that never seemed to really be doing a whole lot.
Right.
They kind of said that they were like rappers or whatever. They were making music, whatever.
They had to the mountains.
They always had real janky stuff.
Yes.
And then they had they had one space that was the recording room, and then they had another one that was that's our green room, but that was 4G and then 16F or whatever. So it's they were very they weren't even next to each other. It all seemed very.
My rhymes are flowing like the rivers in the mountains. Mountains are on the hills of the guy, and they come to me in the history.
So, but they were all very nice guys.
Sure.
But and it turned out later on that it was all just a front. They were running drugs and blah blah blah. But one night, I get so it was a dude that I worked with a bunch. Two guys that I work with a bunch. One of them calls me and says, "Hey, I'm in the emergency room with my girlfriend.
Oh no.
And she's just waiting for some whatever. I don't know, she's got a headache or something. And I think one of our neighbors from the studio came in on a gurney, and was rushed through.
Oh no.
And I was like, holy shit. And then simultaneously I get a call from another guy who's a producer that I work with, who is the night shift. He basically rents the place from me overnight, but he also sells weed.
Oh.
So he has a bunch of shit on him. And I guess what happened was, and these guys were Albanian organized crime guys, I guess. The guy, one of our neighbor was leaving, and a bunch of dudes in ski masks came in and just old school shivved them in the hallway.
Oh boy.
And obviously whatever, and then they have to I don't know if the guy died. I think he lived, but then it's the floor is a crime scene.
Oh no.
So the other guy, the pot dealer guy, is in the studio with the door locked and the lights off, pretending he's not there because he doesn't want to talk to cops. No. He probably has a pound of weed on him or something.
Sure.
But yeah, anyways, moral of the story, it turns out those fucking Albanian guys are don't fuck with those Albanian guys. They're just the fact that because I guess somebody I knew that knew the manager of the building or something actually saw the tape, and it was a bunch of dudes sneaking in with fucking ski masks on, and they got him out, and I guess the dude was fighting for his life, running around, like bleeding out, like knocking on and then there was actually another guy that was like two units down. That was this very quiet, unassuming Asian guy. And I found out that guy was like running a brothel.
See,
it was like a online brothel dispatch.
Okay,
because he was this little tiny like Korean dude, and he always had really hot chicks with him.
Wow,
weird, wild stuff. But those Albanian dudes will fuck you up. So I mean, if you owe them the money, they're not going to kill you. Well, this guy they were trying to murder.
Yeah, I have a feeling I just would have been like I would have been on their to-do list. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I would have been. Now all of a sudden I'm on like a collections list with the Albanian mob.
Right.
And then the funny thing was, then years later, like. What's it now? 20. So like right around like 20. Okay, what's the year now? 2023.
2023.
So subtract 15 from that. What's the year? 2028. 2008. God, I'm terrible at math.
Wait, minus 15?
Yes.
2023
minus 15. No, it's 2012.
What?
12 plus 13. 12 plus.
Wait. Okay. You're saying 15 years ago from now?
Yes.
Yeah, 2008.
Thank you.
Okay.
So 2008 is when my wife and I moved to Los Angeles. And this guy Matt, lived in LA, and I hadn't seen him in a while. Oh, no. And I looked him up, and we had dinner together. And the whole dinner, he was like looking at me like, you ever see Clockwork Orange?
Yeah.
Remember, like when he doesn't realize that the family that they terrorized and he raped the guy's wife and the guy in the wheelchair, he doesn't realize, and the guy in the wheelchair like takes him in and he's giving him soup, and he realizes, he goes, "Is the soup to your liking?" So I'm sitting there with Matt, and Matt's like looking at me, and I'm just like, we're in this sushi place, and
it's like that. But if they both knew exactly who the other person was,
but you know what it was? I didn't even really remember about the Albanian mob. I mean, I sort of was like, I mean, it was already 10 years ago from then. Like, to me, it all kind of goes out in the wash a little bit. Like, he's here, he's back in LA. Like, he was sober. Like, I don't know. Like, at this point, I'm married. I have a kid. Like, what do you want to do? Am I supposed to write you a check for 10 grand? Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? It was all
maybe.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of weird because maybe and maybe not, because I could see kind of where you're coming from, because if it's like drugs and partying and it's very hazy and informal.
Yes.
It's like, I mean, it wasn't like there was some signed contract, and it could also very easily be chalked up to like, hey, we're friends and you had money, I didn't.
Yeah.
Maybe I was your wingman.
If he like looked, my thought was, and rightly, you could very much say that I'm sort of justifying the whole thing, but like, he moved to New York, he didn't know anybody. I feel like I sort of jumped him up the ladder a little bit in terms of his New York City interactions.
You got him into society. You're like the Astor family.
I gave him a lot of memories.
You got him into society.
Yeah, society, right. You think you would have met the Albanian mob without me?
No, he was new money. He needed you to get it.
Oh my God. I remember one time I met him at like 5 a.m. This is when we first were hanging, because there was a honeymoon period with us. And
sure. I'm sure things were going well for a while if he was.
I remember it was like 5 p.m. once, and I met him at like fucking TGI Fridays in Times Square.
Amazing.
And we're hanging out, and he looks over the bar, and they had like a bottle of mezcal, with the worm in it. And he looks at it and he goes, "Let's drink all that mezcal until we get the worm." And I was like, okay. And he just had a shoebox full of cocaine on him, because I gave him the number of my guy. I was like, "Hey, this is Joe. Right. This is the guy I get my cocaine from. Here you go. You can call this guy, and he will deliver it." And blah blah blah. So we ended up going out that night. We went out that night into the day, into the next night. It turned into be like, I mean, I had like work to do. I think I got fired from a job. Like, it was like a 38-hour bender where but it was all like in theme it was all like in like chain restaurants. It was like, because like Applebee's will open at like 10 in the morning, because they're Applebee's.
Were you like in Times? Oh, so you were in Times Square.
Yeah, we had like a 38-hour bender where we went to an after hours, but then we got out of the after hours, and I just remember like that was probably the longest I've ever like.
That's why you're banned from the M&M store and Quicksilver.
Can't take it. Yeah, exactly.
This guy, you'll never have a board shorts in this town again.
I complained about the tuna metal, Ellen Stardust, and I was fully erect, and they said you've got to leave. Yeah. You ever go to that Ellen Stardust? You ever walk past that place?
I walked by it. I've never been in.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know, Ellen Stardust is like one of these like fake like 50s diners, but I guess they must do little shows in there or something because every time I walk by, there's a line of like 400 people.
Is that the place where the workers are like also performers?
Yes.
Maybe they do a little.
Yes, it is.
But
like
number,
it's right by Old Caroline's. It's like right there.
Yeah,
and
I know where, but I've never been.
But I know it is something like that. Like everyone who works there is an aspiring whatever it is. But I'm like, every time I go by, I'm like, I just cannot imagine waiting in a line like that for anything. I mean, maybe the Albanian mob was in there.
Wait, but so can we go back to you're having dinner with the guy in LA and he's just seething the entire
time seething,
and you're like, what's the big deal?
Which
I actually am kind of could see being able to rationalize it minus the Albanian mafia thing.
Yeah, well, if he would have said to me, listen, it's great to see you, I'm glad to see that you have a new chapter in your life, but you still owe me 10 grand.
But he never said that.
He never said that.
Oh,
and this you
gotta just fucking say it. Just go, listen, I get now you're good. And then I bet it was a thing where he thought you would meet up and then you would offer maybe.
This is the definition of détente because
you were real standoff here.
Yeah,
like
it was a Mexican standoff. And to add insult to injury, my wife worked for the Four Seasons and it was at the sushi place in the Four Seasons.
Right.
So he came up and I picked up dinner. I paid for dinner. So
okay,
I owe him now. I owe him $9,920.
Yes.
So
like put it on my tab.
Yeah,
Matt.
I know, Matt. Yeah,
and you gave him air pistols.
Before the bill comes, and I just put my hand out and push it towards him.
And you're like,
I'm like, put it on
what
my
did
tab.
you had the ambrosia. Like you fucking
go
through it.
So I feel like
I didn't get any sashimi.
Yeah. You ordered the edamame, but I didn't eat very much of it. So I'm kind of
that was really for the table.
Yeah,
really get into the itemizing.
Yeah, exactly.
That could have been great.
Now you don't drink anymore because you're an alcoholic. I'm still drinking. So obviously I'll pay for that. But and by the way, you drove 48 miles because he lived in like Marina Del Rey, which is pretty far from where I live. So anyway, but I remember just during dinner he was and then and then like I never saw him again. I think we may have talked once or twice on the phone afterwards, but
I just feel like if that's a very passive aggressive way of handling it. If you're gonna be, mad, but I mean, and you're gonna be like, I can't believe this guy is not offering. But you're gonna be mad, like you got to speak up at that point.
Listen, I mean, I guess if I had any sort of integrity, I should have been like, hey, I know I owe you 10 grand, and that was a very weird time in our lives, and then I should have brought it up, but like, I almost didn't even really remember. I mean, I did remember. I knew about that.
You're telling me however many years later.
Yeah, but it wasn't again, like to your point, it wasn't like a stereo system. Or a used Honda Accord,
Yeah, because you couldn't even take that to claims court because you wouldn't go like, listen, Your Honor, we would go
People's Court.
Like
he's represented by the Albanian mob.
Yeah. There was a guy on People's Court once that took somebody to court for a drug debt. They tried to disguise it as something else.
Okay,
but he was like basically a guy that was like would just hang around a crack house.
Okay.
And he, as one does.
Sure.
And he was like a crack house loan shark. So he would like wait for people to basically be out of money or whatever. And he would go, okay, I'll give you $500, but it's like 100% interest or whatever.
Sure.
And you got to pay me in 2 weeks or whatever. And apparently he got stiffed. He was a Cleveland crack house loan shark.
No honor among thieves. Although I will tell you, I know because I was approached by someone to go on the People's Court, and they pay you regardless.
Yeah.
So, like,
I know you get paid like the fee. I think maybe a couple hundred just for going. Plus, they put you up and fly you out. But then I think if the The plaintiff,
No one
or
loses money.
if the defendant pays out, I think they pay it. I think the production pays it.
Production pays it, yeah, but
right?
the person doesn't.
Yeah.
If the crack guy, the judge, let's say your crackhead loan shark guy,
Right.
let's say he was suing a crackhead for $500. If he won the judgment, the production company would pay him.
Yeah.
If he lost the judgment, it's not like they're going to go to the crackhead and be like, all right, let's got to put up $500. And he's like, yeah, but this baby, you want a baby? Yes. Baby sick. It's a sick baby, but it's still alive.
I got a Bluetooth speaker and a baby.
Yeah, Bluetooth speaker.
I don't got the title for the baby.
I don't. Yeah, and baby.
No paperwork for this baby.
Baby has one arm.
Baby's got the serial number scratched off.
One arm baby. We call him Jackpot because he looks like a little slot machine.
Sure, it looks like a little slot machine.
Jackpot. What's up, Jackpot? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's old Matt there. So
Good
I don't
times.
know. Yeah, good times. But
I hope he's doing well.
That was the same time when it was like that same apartment when I had I split the Quaalude with that girl, and I mean those were wild
times.
Those were the wildest times. Since then it's all kind of I think kind of mellowed out. But I will tell you, funny enough, so for those of you who know, I have my I'm going to Santo Domingo in a few weeks now. We're less than a month out from the trip, and I've been enjoying watching YouTube videos of people making videos about going to Santo Domingo. And it is funny because it's exclusively black guys from Atlanta talking about ways to it's just funny because it's like a guy talking and he's like what's up players, he's like what's cracking, and he's talking about, and he's like there's this one guy and he's like there's an area called Sosua.
Yeah,
Sosua. We've talked about this.
Yeah,
right.
I told you I'm completely fascinated, and my YouTube algorithm thinks I'm a sex tourist because of this.
Well, probably based on your recommendation, I've been watching. Now I watch.
Very interesting. It's a crazy idea that there is just a town of whores.
Yeah. And I think it's funny because these guys give, and I guess maybe I am very street smart because I don't even think about it really, but their tips. This one guy's 7 things to remember when you go to Sosua. Number 1, wear a condom. I'm like, yeah, wear a condom. That's a good idea. When you go to Whore Town in the third world country,
if you're going to run into a burning building, be a fireman.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If you, make sure you wash your hands after drinking menstrual blood.
Yep.
What? Yeah. And then number 2 will be some of them are it is funny because some of these tips they give you are funny but apparently one of the things, and I guess if you're not, maybe if you don't know how these things are, apparently when you order an Uber in the Dominican Republic, they show up to pick you up and then they try to get you to pay them cash.
Ah.
And they'll be hey,
circumvent the Uber app,
whatever exactly.
Okay.
Right. And they're always they always say don't do it because then they still can get the money from Uber.
Right.
And you're going to double pay them but my whole thing is I've been around enough situations where I'm always just very polite. I just go, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing I'm not doing any.
Yeah, I'll just get a different one if you don't want to I just don't
or the one guy actually had a camera and he was showing you the Dominican Republic, the Santo Domingo airport, and he's got a selfie stick or something, and he's looking around and he's going, now see how nice it is here. He goes, when you go outside, he goes, that's where shit gets popping. And sure enough, the doors open and it's just people are rah! And they keep saying the whiter you are, the more attention you get. I'm wow, no. I'm the whitest guy on the planet Earth. I mean, for whatever that means. Yeah. So I think I'm really gonna play it up. I'm gonna dress like Thurston Howell the entire time I'm down there.
Almost make it look like you're a plant.
Yes.
Don't that guy's actually dressed like Mr. Peanut.
Yeah.
Don't he's undercover.
I'm gonna wear a yachting hat with a big anchor over my shoulder. Yes. Hoy hoy hoy. Yes. But but I mean, it's kind of like when you go to LaGuardia, when some guy goes hey, do you want to ride into the city? You go, no, thank you. I go, all right.
I don't want to in your town car for cash.
Yeah.
For $80.
Yeah. I'm not doing that or whatever. We're not going to, Yeah. So anyway, so most of like the tips that they give you are things that at least I already know. I mean, I'm assuming that, you would, I know, I guess. But and then my friend Rocky, I finally yesterday
You got all the Rakesh?
No.
Oh.
I finally yesterday
no.
sent him a text message and I was like, "Hey, are you coming to the Dominican Republic?" And not radio silence.
Wow.
I don't know. Listen, if the guy doesn't come, he doesn't come. Like, what am I gonna? I'm out $1,200, so that sucks.
And you actually spoke to him on the phone about wanting to come.
He volunteered that he would be, and this was because it's $100 a night, which is fucking pretty cheap, really.
Yeah. That's like a Tulsa. Holiday Inn Express or something.
Exactly.
Like that's
Comfort
very
Inn
moderate.
Comfort Inn in East St. Louis. Is there any other? But his deal is like, he goes, he was the one who was like, Brian, I'll pay up to $300 a night. I don't care. It's going to be X, Y, and Z. I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be great. And I'm going to pay it. And then when I put it through on my credit card and everything, he goes, all right, what's the Venmo so I can send the money? And that was like 2.5 weeks ago already. What? I know. I'm like, all right.
Weird. I think there's still a chance he could randomly just come through, and for some reason his phone was fucked up.
You know what's funny though is like getting to Santo Domingo is like, my friend was going to come from Michigan. He still might come, but like it's expensive.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's weirdly. There aren't, because number one, not that many people are going to Santo Domingo, and like number two,
it's cheaper to go into like Puerto Plata,
something
or
like
whatever.
That. Maybe,
but
it's a big country, so it's like if you get into like Puerto Plata, then you still have to get from Puerto Plata to Santo Domingo.
You got to give the Uber driver cash only.
I know, right? Fucking banana bullshit.
Weird.
I know. It's all. I just predict like complete shenanigans.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah,
I agreed.
I'm into it, and it turns out that Paul has some Dominican friends that live there, so we have some boots.
We have some boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground, which is good. Yeah. So we should say hi to a few people.
Yeah, let's say hi to some folks, and then we're gonna go behind the beaded curtain.
Watch out. New Patreon people, by the way, and I have been.
I think a few more this week.
Yeah.
Too.
Well, let's keep it going, everybody. Thank you.
Hello to Jacob.
Hi, Jacob.
Jacob says Kevin said he wants Brian on the show. Adam, make it happen. I don't know if I have that kind of negotiating power.
There's no negotiating.
I'm really
to do.
sorry.
Like all I really need is a link and a time, and I'll just do it. Like,
okay, cool.
I mean, all right.
We were for a long time. We were kind of like, because we thought we'd be doing the show in person again at some point.
Right.
Now it's kind of like become more of a streaming thing.
Right.
So
and if I do it with Chad, I'm just gonna bust his balls until he hangs up.
Which I mean, he already does that twice.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's not. It's just going to be more of the same.
I don't know. I'm reading shit now, and I'm like, now I every single day when I log on, I don't know if Chad has quit or if they're estranged. I don't know what's happening, but I'm hearing chatter of like somebody sent somebody to his show and with Shuley and Side Splitters to record him, and he's mad, and it had something to do with MLC. But
by the way, Jacob, if you join Patreon, that's really a great way to kind of wet my beak. If you know what I mean, I really want to move the needle.
Cake for the chip.
Cake for the chip.
Hello to MD.
Hi, MD.
He said, "Stop disrespecting the boss." We were talking about.
I know people love this Bruce Springsteen.
Sorry, MD, if you are a real medical doctor.
Sounds like you're a doctor of bad music.
MD Slow. It's he's not for everybody. Hello to Ted.
Hi, Ted.
Ted says about 20,000 Scientologists across the world. I don't know.
What?
Maybe I would think there would be more than 20,000.
There's a lot more than 20,000.
But I don't know.
Christ, there's 20.
Oh, maybe he means 20,000 locations.
Like locations.
Maybe. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a Pampered Chef, this thing. It's like Mary Kay.
Pampered Chef.
They got fucking... hello to Gary.
Hi, Gary. Gary. Hi, Gary.
Hi, Gary.
Hey, Gary.
Let's see. Gary says stories for days this MF.
Oh, yeah. All day long.
All day long.
All true, unfortunately.
Gary says Matt was never the same again. Hello to Key, all caps, Key, Key.
Oh, what's up, Key?
Hello to Julian. Julian says, good to see you're doing good, Brian.
Oh, thanks.
Glad to see
Thanks,
you're doing
Julian.
good.
Thank
Brian.
you, Julian. Thank you.
Would also love to see you on MLC,
I'm
Julian.
happy to.
Yeah,
Again,
we'll figure it out.
we'll figure it out.
Now that you know,
There's
we'll
no like you know.
and
it's fine.
Chad's not on every even when things are good. Chad's not on every day. So
Even
we
if
can
he
just
is
have you
on, I'm not afraid of Chad. I'll just fuck around with the guy. I don't care.
It's fun. You'll have fun with.
Yeah, I'll have fun.
You'll have fun with it.
I'll have fun. With
Okay. Let's see. Adam, how come you? People just fucking listen. This is a different show.
They want to know. Oh yeah.
Oh, he's like, where were you on the show the other day, or where were you going? Like, I had another work thing.
You did.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, everybody.
Yeah, so I had to.
I
had to train in somebody for MLC.
This is my time. Don't bother him.
Yeah,
with
right.
That
This
nonsense.
isn't about.
I said shows. I'm never doing the show. Fuck it. Never mind. So it's off. See how hot and cold I can be.
Yeah.
Just
right.
Just
MB
kidding.
says, let's go to.
Where are we going?
Delilah's. What's that?
That's a strip club.
Oh, okay.
It's in Atlanta.
Ooh, really?
Uh-huh.
Delilah. I think of Delilah. I think of that lady on the late night on the radio.
What? You're thinking of Elvira?
No, that's Delilah. She goes, "Thank you for tuning in to Delilah,
the Quiet Storm."
Yeah, it's basically the Quiet Storm.
No, Delilah's is. If I'm thinking of the same place, it's in Atlanta. I've had lunch there, bizarrely.
Yeah. Oh, and Marie says, "Love you guys."
Oh, hi, Marie.
You look so happy and healthy, Brian.
Hey, thanks, Marie.
You know how talented you are.
Oh,
love
shit.
Adam too. Wow.
Oh my God.
You know what I say to that? Thanks, Dad.
I know. No kidding. Wow. Oh, I get all
Marie Driscoll. Marie, that's my mother's middle name.
Thank you for the kind words. It's very nice. Yes. Although my therapist still tells me I'm demoralized, and apparently I am.
Wait.
Yes.
Your therapist?
Yeah.
Said you're demoralized.
He does say that.
All right, let's tease this for the. We're gonna
hold on before we go.
Okay.
I want to just one or two things. So on this is really. I'm just going to complain for a second. So sorry, but
okay.
So you know how much I don't like stand-up comics. So
yeah.
So on April 27th, I am hosting a benefit for my friend's middle school, and so I now have to book 4 people to do the show.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Right.
We're by the way, this is not a free thing. We're paying. People are being paid, right?
Yeah.
So God bless. Shout out. I don't like the word shout out, but whatever. Bonnie McFarlane is a delight. I love that woman. She's very talented, and she was great. I sent her a message. I was like, "Hey, Bonnie, it's Brian. I have this thing. This is the date. This is the money. It's around 8:00. It's on the Bowery. If you're interested, let me know." Within 5 minutes, she responds, "Hey, great to hear from you. I'm busy that night, but hope you're doing well." That's it. That was wonderful. Great.
Okay. Yeah.
Everybody else
Courteous.
can suck a dick. Mark Norman.
Ghosted.
Mark Norman, go fuck yourself.
He might have a different number. Who knows?
No, I have Mark's number. He's not fucking. I don't know. Norman Rockefeller. Am I doing that right? Norman Rockwell. I don't know.
I don't know.
But anyway,
I don't know if he's like an Artie Lang type. I just know a lot of these people get. They have like.
I don't know. Listen,
burners.
I don't know. It's fine. But we have Andy Fiore's on the show. Andy's a very funny guy. And I think Aaron Berg is on it. So I still need 2 more people. But like I've reached out to like all these people, and it's like nobody gets back to you. And I'm just like, oh my God, I don't know. Just whatever. Like it's fine. Just don't get back to me. I guess I can handle it. I'm a big boy, but it does make me a little mental because
that's
like,
a pain in the ass.
I'm just like,
you're like, I want to pay you money to do it.
And also, for those of you who don't understand how this works, like if you live in New York City and it's a Thursday night, you're doing spots at, if you're probably doing the Stand, you're doing the Cellar, you're doing Stand Up New York, you're doing maybe Broadway Comedy Club. There's a couple of clubs that you're going to go to in one night, and typically, I think the most you make at maybe the Cellar is maybe $70, maybe $70, maybe 75.
It's a weeknight.
Yeah,
you said it's like a Thursday.
Yep.
Yeah, so the pays less on the weekdays.
It is. So, and my point is like this. It's $1.50 to do 15 minutes. So the whole idea is you just look at your night and you go, okay, I'm going from the Cellar, which is on McDougal Street. I'm going to the Stand, which is on, I don't know, whatever that is, 16th Street, 15th Street. Now, on the way there, I stop, do my 15 minutes. I give you the cash, and you just keep going. So Andy Fiore, like he was like, hey, I have a spot at 8:30. So okay, I'll put you up at 8:00. Yeah, it's done. So anyway,
I think I can get you Barry Ribs.
Can you really?
Yeah, I got his number.
Does he?
I mean, you do too, but
he's like, I'm gonna need to stay.
I think I can get him.
He's like, I'm gonna need to stay with you for 4 months. But Yo.
He's got to stay with you. He's got to stay over the night before.
You know who I was thinking about is that Keanu Thompson. But you know what I did?
Sure.
In a fit, I was having a little bit of a temper tantrum months ago, and I downloaded this app that was very easy to delete phone numbers. And I went through my phone and I deleted all of these like show business phone numbers that I had. I was like, fuck this guy. You're not funny. You're not funny. I felt like Solomon. I was like, you're not funny. You're not funny. I got rid of Jeffrey Gurian, who is unintentionally hilarious. I got rid of everybody. So I went through, but like I sent Tom Shalhoub text message. I never heard back from Tom. Mark, I sent, never heard back from him. Thing about Mark is like, look, I don't.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Him specifically, I would not feel bad for not hearing back from him.
What do you mean?
He's just like a fucking he's a nice guy, but he just seems like kind of a mess.
Yeah, he's a mess. Yeah, sure. Yeah. But I know where the guy lives, and we just texted each other about some other bullshit.
You should just stop by. Probably.
6 months ago.
I think that'd be totally normal.
I know. Hey, Mark, remember me?
Just throw rocks up at his window.
Psst, psst, psst. Comedy. Let me in. Comedy.
Yeah, comedy.
Hey. Hey. Okay, so that was it. So I complained. Everybody, thank you. Marie, I'm on cloud 9.
Yeah.
So everybody, thank you very much. We'll be back next week. And now we're going to switch over to the Patreon. And for those of you, just go to the Patreon. I don't know. It's fun.
Yeah. Patreon.com/Brian McCarthy.
Yeah. I got a couple of
sign up, everybody. Everybody get in on the ground floor of this thing.
This is right now. You want to get in now before the rates go up.
Oh yeah.
Because summertime it gets busy.
Surge prices.
Yes, congestion price.
Like a Santo Domingo
Uber driver. Uber driver, right? Hi, I'm going to my hotel. Okay, hear me out. Pay me cash, and I'm going to kill you. All right. Goodbye, everybody. See ya.